Ukuthintela amanzi angangeni endlini simeme unkosikazi Ingrid Louw osuka kumbutho iaway.org ukunaba ngalomngo. Ma'am, welcome to Kids News and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Before we proceed, could you please just tell us what away.org is all about?
So away.org is an organization that was set up by the liquor industry in South Africa. Our members are all the liquor companies, the big liquor companies. So it's the producers, the manufacturers, the distributors, the retailers, wholesale retailers, small retailers. And it's the collective commitment by the liquor industry on alcohol harm reduction. Okay. So our role then is to ensure that we begin to address the high levels of alcohol abuse and misuse in the country.
Well, according to statistics, at what age do children usually start drinking, and what are some of the contributing factors to underage drinking?
Yeah. So, I mean, what research is telling us is that kids are drinking from as early as 15. Wow. We also, some research says that they're even drinking it from as early as 13. We know that in at least 45% of kids in South African households are drinking or have tried, consuming alcohol. And in some South African households, at least one in each of two kids, a two-household family, they're drinking alcohol. So this is very concerning. What are the contributing factors? We just launched the Underage drinking program, and we've done some baseline research. And the kids tell us that it's peer pressure, that it's the fact that they don't have a stable home environment, that they suffer with self-esteem issues, and some of them just want to forget about tomorrow. So, they drink and they think tomorrow will take care of itself.
And I also think that there's an issue of marketing, Out of all the TV commercials I've seen in my life, no TV commercials are as cool as alcohol ads. There's always something about them, and I think alcohol ads always go an extra mile to make alcohol look so cool. So I think somehow kids find those ads like intriguing, so they want to try alcohol and stuff. So don't you think that's one of the contributing factors of?
You're absolutely right. I mean, this is a conversation that we're having as the liquor industry. I mean, alcohol ads are great ads. I mean, and if you watch TV, there's so many of them. And they do tend to be lifestyle oriented. They tend to be aspirational. We have as away.org, we have an internal code, which all our members subscribe to, and it talks to how they should market alcohol products more responsibly. This is an ongoing conversation. We're about to launch the code, and you're going to start seeing a significant change in the narrative and the way they tell the story when they're actually marketing their products.
With the contributing factors, I know some kids want to forget about their problems. Some are coming from unstable homes. But sometimes, what about kids that are coming from rich families, but the father has a wine cellar in the basement, they have a bar in the dining room and everything. So how do you, drinking for them is a normal thing, in the dinner table they have a wine, a bottle of wine. So how do you then help such kids?
So as the liquor industry and representatives of the liquor industry, we're very clear what the message is. If you're under 18, it's say no to drinking. The law tells us that if you're 18 and over, you can consume alcohol. So we are law-abiding corporate citizens. Those kids who drink at home, the responsibility is on those parents. And you will see, I'm not sure if when you look at the liquor ads, you'll see it says not for sale to persons under 18. We're actually changing that to not for persons under 18. And the reason we're saying that, it's not just about selling the liquor products. It's also about accountability of parents and guardians. So when their child is at home with you, you need to make sure that there's measures in place. If you have a wine cellar, if you have alcohol in the fridge in the entertainment area, what measures do you have in place to ensure that kids are not getting open access to that?
Well, charity begins at home. For the teens that are already indulging in alcohol, some of them would like to quit and stuff. What can they do if they're looking to stay away from alcohol? So
what we're doing right now is we're piloting an underage drinking program, which we've launched in Free State, in Botshabelo, and in Mpumalanga in Bushbuck Ridge. And essentially we've created this 360-degree intervention where we're going into the primary schools and we're going into the high schools. We're also doing community engagements because we're saying, listen, the whole community needs to take responsibility. We know that it happens, right? We know that kids leave school and they go to the tavern down the road, they go and have a quick drink and they go back. That's unacceptable. But the whole community needs to take responsibility for that. And then what we're doing is we're giving them access to Wi-Fi so the kids, we can take them off the street and they can do homework and they can do access information for assignments. So
I have to ask this. Like, I understand that our.org is launching a new campaign this evening. In closing, could you please just tell us more about that?
So the campaign we're launching is really addressing the bigger problem about alcohol abuse and drinking irresponsibly. And it's talking to issues of binge drinking, it's talking to issues of over drinking or just drinking recklessly and responsibly. It's our first TV campaign. You watch the space, you're going to see it on TV, you're going to see it all over. We're going into radio, into transit TV, out of home, etc.
Thank you so much, man, for joining us. We wish you all the best for the future. You guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.